Hey everybody, it is Tuesday afternoon here in McAllen, Texas. I just got off the builder's call, which is very exciting. Um, Actually helped boost my confidence in the company. They had the top executives with Aegon and Aegon America and Transamerica, and it is definitely going to have a. I'm kind of feel like I'm back in the SEAL teams. Got some huge, got a lot of power. $1.2 trillion company that we're representing is something else. But what I want to talk about today is the need for concierge service through either Everest Whole Life or Transamerica. If you have a Index Universal Life more than $250,000. My wife didn't. My wife couldn't qualify for Everest. She had too many pre-existing conditions. She'd had a previous stroke and heart attacks. She had a pacemaker and everything. So we had to get another company, and she'd only qualify just for end of end of life services. Well, the night she died, I didn't have a funeral home lined up. I wasn't expecting her to go that quick, and the hospice nurse says, "Do you have a nursing or a funeral home lined up?" So I found one online, uh, cremation service for $995, and I gave their number to hospice, and they called and had their people come and pick up her body at 2:30 in the morning on Sunday, and then Sunday I get an email from them saying, okay, the 995 only is enough for the cremation, not the other, the death certificates and the physician's certification for cremation and the urn and all that. And so um, they the next day or Monday, I called them up and then they emailed me their documentation I had to fill out. So I had it printed out at Office Depot, put it in a folder with the insurance information, and put in the address. And I think the Google Maps lady is an alcoholic and took me to the wrong nursing home. But they said, "Oh yeah," so they gave me where the right nursing, the Legacy nursing home or the funeral home was, and so that's pretty close to the office and the church. And I went there and met with the funeral home manager and worked it out. And he hits me with $1,733, and so I went to the bank and got a cashier's check and came back, and their administrator lady's like, "Mr. Lowing, you're at the wrong funeral home. Your wife isn't here." And she helped me figure out who the right one was. It had happened before, because they're two similar names. One's Legacy Chapel Funeral Home, and the other one is just Legacy Funeral Home. Okay, and so got the guy on the phone, and he's like, "Oh yeah, just bring that check." Right? And I'm like, "Well, I was quoted on the phone, and added up to be about $1,200." And so I had to call him. He texted me this morning. I called him, and it was $1,487, and so I didn't actually get it all done until like right as the builder's call, so like 11 o'clock. But I still have to go back and sign some more paperwork at 4 o'clock, right before I have a meeting with a prospect with Bernadette. But a day and a half. Now, I don't have anybody else here grieving. I don't have, I'm, kind of quick to recover. I've had some pretty tragic things in my life I've had to deal with. And, that, you learn to deal with stuff. But, it's, I was able to function and lose my temper with anybody. But it was, 2.5, a day and a half. Let's say 2 days of me doing this. I could just imagine what it would be like somebody who had wife and kids and family, and they're all just like, oh, it's just like a total mess trying to weed through all this kind of stuff, you know. And people ask me, anything I can do for you? Yeah, help me find a administrative course for these funeral home managers. Right? I mean, they're really good with people, and they're really, very empathetic. But this is something else, man. That guy just like taking the order and order the death certificates and everything at the wrong funeral home. So now I got to do it all over again, and then I'm gonna wait. It's gonna be over a month before the death benefit pays out. Isn't that crazy? So I am gonna be a huge advocate for the concierge service for Everest and with Transamerica. All right, have a great Tuesday.